calling. The more accurate description is why when I was calling 911 in the past and was getting threatened and different things went on, would 911 not dispatch out officers in emergency situations and hang up in my face? I believe it was Clark that I spoke with, the supervisor, and she.
Okay.
It's kind of hard when you're interrupting me to communicate what my concerns are.
Well, I was trying to verify the address initially, and you never did that.
You did. The address was already verified.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure everything in the call was right, and I was going to go through it one by one. Get police?
Right. The 911 operators hung up in my face when I was getting threatened in the background, robbed, and different things, and I was in emergency situations and denied law enforcement out.
I see. And so you were just wanting to talk to officers today about, or you called last night from what I can see.
Right, and the officer hasn't been
about how you've been treated in the past.
Well, what happened? That was just I'm just wondering why 911 would conspire with the police department. The police department has been denying law enforcement.
Okay, no one is conspiring against you. I'd like to make that clear.
Okay, well then if that's not the case, why would ma'am, I'm trying to establish a pattern. I spoke with Clark, a supervisor that also denied to dispatch out officers in emergencies.
Well, I'm not denying that officers.
Well, I need to know why in the past when I was panicking and getting threatened in the background, robbed, and multiple other events, did 911 operators deny me the right to have this police?
For me to go back to look at all the older calls.
I spoke with Clark.
I'll tell you about the call from last night.
Okay, so I want to know if they can, if this is really 911, there's no problem. They can pull it. They can pull and see multiple calls I made when 911 denied me the right to dispatch an officer. I tried to report.
No one has denied sending police.
Okay, ma'am, if you let me communicate with you, we can get the evidence needed. If you let me communicate and finish speaking.
Sure.
I spoke with us. She claimed her name. She was Sergeant Clark. Well, something Clark, and she claimed she was a supervisor.
She was at one time. Yes.
Okay. Well, I spoke with Clark, and I told Clark that multiple 911 operators would not dispatch officers out in emergencies, and she denied me the right to report that. And I'm trying to report another incident. I had a false arrest, and Dart police would not give me my property. So I tried to. I called. Don't tamper with evidence, ma'am. I'm trying to let you know what's going on, ma'am. Don't tamper with evidence. Please let me speak.
Well, I'm just explaining that Dart police is separate, so I can't.
You didn't let me finish. That's probably part of the problem. If you let me communicate, then we get to the bottom of why I asked for 911.
What I'd like to do is...
No, let's not tamper with evidence, ma'am. Let me finish what I was saying, and then we can go from there. If you're a supervisor, because that is a crime to deny someone 911 dispatch out police in emergency. That is a criminal offense.
In queue, meaning as soon as police are available.
No, I spoke with Clark. Clark denied me and multiple other 911 operators. Okay, so back to what I was saying with Dart. Are you covering for the crimes, ma'am?
Pardon me?
Okay, so back what I was saying when I had the false arrest with Dart police. Okay, and my property came up missing. I called all around Dallas County trying to look for my property. They would not give it to me. I tried to report it stolen. 911 operators would not let me report it stolen. I said the police stole my property and will not give it back. I want to do a police report. They would not dispatch an officer out. So I finally went to to Dart police, and they finally recovered my property. But I tried to report it stolen multiple times, and the 911 operator would not dispatch out an officer for me to report my property stolen from my false arrest.
I see.
And in emergencies.
Pardon me?
Yes, the time when I was getting threatened in the background is at Austin Street. It was a girl threatening me in the background, and I tried to call the police because she had been harassing me and doing other things to me at Austin Street, and their staff would not take reports of the abuse by other people there.
Okay, so that was the Austin Street shelter?
Right. At Austin Street, multiple parties that stayed there threatened me, put their hands on me, and the staff would not do nothing, or the police. At Austin Street shelter, I called the police, and the girl was threatening me in the background, saying, I'm going to fight you and all this other stuff. And I said, you don't hear her. And she said no and hung up. The police eventually came out. I'm sorry. No, I'm trying to establish the pattern of 911 operators and multiple parties covering for crimes that happened to me.
Where you had problems.
Ma'am, I want to get to the bottom of why 911 conspires with the police department to tamper evidence and sabotage my rights. We can
Okay,
pull.
ma'am, no one
We
from
can
the
pull it.
department-
We can pull it. I'm trying to give you evidence so it can get pulled.
There's
At
nothing
Austin
that I'm gonna
Street,
need in reference to
at
that.
Austin Street Shelter, the police came out so it can get pulled and we can have evidence.
It's in queue, meaning as soon as police are available.
No, I want you to have the evidence so you can pull the call. You're a supervisor, ma'am. Why are you covering for this crime?
Ma'am, there is no crime that's occurred.
If your 911 operators decline to dispatch officers out in emergencies when I'm getting threatened, that is a crime.
No crime has occurred, ma'am. I'm showing.
I'm giving you evidence so you can pull the call. Clark wouldn't do it.
Not been deleted.
No, ma'am. Pull the call at Austin
Here's
Street.
what I'd like for you to do. It sounds like you need to meet with Chief Garcia about your concerns. I'd like to give you.
I don't know why you're covering for the crime of your 911 operators tampering with evidence and covering for criminal activity that happened to me, ma'am.
If you feel that has occurred,
I'm reporting it to you. All you have to do is pull the call. I'm giving you evidence.
Here's what I'd like you to do.
You're tampering with evidence, ma'am. You don't want me to describe to you what happened. There's evidence that your 911 operators are covering for crimes that happened to me. Pull the call at Austin Street Shelter when I was getting threatened. The 911 operator hung up in my face and covered for the crime.
And he can request that any calls that you want pulled get pulled if he feels it's necessary.
Okay, well, what happened when I talked to Clark? Why didn't she do anything when her
I
most?
can't explain that. She's no longer in our division. If you would like the address for headquarters to meet with Chief Garcia, I'll give you that address.
No, ma'am. I just want to know if something is suspicious is going on with my phone. Why 911 operators will cover for crimes in the police department? Why would they hang up in my face when I'm getting threatened in my emergency situations?
Your concerns to Chief Garcia.
Well, why would she put you on the phone? You're a supervisor.
Yeah, and I'm trying to explain to you that the call that you made last night has not been ignored, and as soon as police are available, they'll be dispatched to meet with you. And that doesn't seem to be enough of an answer for you.
Well, I'm sorry, what's your name?
Chief Garcia.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
I've given you that. It's Miss Taylor.
Okay, so Miss Taylor, I think that there's a miscommunication because I want to know why 911 operators have been covering for crimes that happened to me, hanging up in my face, tampering with evidence, and
I'm suggesting to you a solution. Meet with Chief Garcia.
If you're a supervisor, don't you need to see why they're doing that?
You're not accepting the answer that I had for you. We are not conspiring against you. Your call from last night is still holding. As soon as police are available, they will be sent.
Okay, so and can you answer my question when police stole my property? The Dart police stole my property, and I tried to report it because I called out.
Dart police is separate from Dallas police.
There's still a disconnect. You're not really listening. I tried to report.
Our police would have anything to do with Dart police meeting with you.
Okay, can you let me finish talking, ma'am?
I'm going to refer you to Chief Garcia. I'd like to.
When police stole my property, I have a right to report it stolen. I didn't have to just report it stolen to Dart police. I
I thought
called.
I heard you say that you got your property back from Dart police. Is that what you said earlier?
I said that when it was stolen, that regardless of whether I got it back later on, 911 has no right to cover for police stealing my property and deny me the right to report it.
Miss Clark, I'd like to give you the address whenever you're ready to write.
Well, I want to know how I combat 911 operators and the crimes they've committed to keep me in abuse and cover for it, but not by denying law enforcement. I'm giving you evidence.
Okay.
I've given you
You're
examples.
not making a lot of sense, and I'd like to refer you to Chief Garcia.
I think that something suspicious is going on with my phone, ma'am, and there's way too many parties covering for my abuse. And I think it's pretty sick. So you're saying things that are not correct.
Fine.
Are you denying me the right to figure out what was going on with the 911 operators that denied me law enforcement to be dispatched out? Hello? She hung up.